Imagine living in a world where you could never enjoy music the way you see others do. A world where the sounds of your favorite film are just words on a screen. A world where you're never sure of the sound of your own speech. A world where you've never heard the sound of your child's laughter. Imagine living in a world of silence. Hi, I'm Taylor Ortega. Diana Jennings was not born deaf, but it's the way she spent most of her life. From the age of 3 to 55, Diana relied only on her other 4 senses, missing out on every sound from the telephone ringing to her daughter Bridget's voice. It seemed as though this was the way Diana would spend the rest of her life, until 4 years ago, when technology brought back what she had missed out on for over 45 years.
I was born hearing. And my mother diagnosed that I was deaf approximately around 18 months. Because I had some vocabulary words that I just stopped building up. My mother took me to different schools, and I rebelled that I didn't want to go to a deaf school. And I want to go to a school where my neighbors were going. I thought I was normal. But I knew I was deaf. I told my mom that when I get married, I know I will become hearing. Well, my mom told me, you're never going to become hearing. I thought. So that's when I learned to accept myself. I taught them sign, and they were able to sign back and tell me the problem. Like if they're hungry, they would tell me they're hungry. And my mother was always around to help them to listen, speak, and I was able to speak too.
I never noticed anything different or strange growing up. I just thought it was normal. I interpreted a lot for my parents. Like I would, talk to insurance companies, talk to people on the phone and kind of relay messages back and forth. In church, I would interpret big family functions. I was kind of the one that they would go to make sure that, there was an open communication between them and the hearing world. It became frustrating. You had to assume a certain type of role in your family, and it created a different dynamic, I think, than a normal hearing family. My grandmother was hearing stable rock. I went to her with any questions, and there was no judgment, and she understood what it was like because she raised a deaf child, and she understood my frustrations because she had the same frustrations. She helped me get through a lot because, there's nobody else that really could understand like she could. She sang to me. We watched musicals together. She was always singing, and it was nice to have somebody else singing and hear me, and that was one thing that I am so grateful for now, that my mom can hear me.
The implant changed Diana's life completely, but it took some time for her to adjust to life with all 5 senses. The overwhelming experience of hearing for the first time in almost half a century was a challenge that Diana had to face immediately after her surgery. She explained to us her unique experience of re-entering the hearing world.
After the surgery, I came home. I had to rest for about 1 week. Take it easy. I was able to walk around and do a little everyday thing, but I didn't go to work. In about 3.5 weeks, I went back to the hospital and I was turned on. I felt my brain, part of my brain, vibrate. I was shocked to feel that.
We can't predict for any one individual what he or she is going to hear. For some people, even from the very beginning, they tell you that they can hear speech, understand speech, sometimes understand individual words or individual sentences. And that may be one person's experience. Another person's experience may be that in the beginning things sound like noises or sound like robotic speech. It's very difficult to tell you because everybody describes it so differently.
I mean, it was amazing. I was hearing everything. The light humming. I could hear people from outside the door. And I was actually, my audiologist, what is that? All kinds of questions, the sound I was hearing. At the end of the appointment, I walked outside to wait for my car at the hospital. Whoa, so much noise. Trucks, people, chatting, it was too much. But like I said, I want to do it. I overcome it. And I started eating. Put it back on. Hello. I'm on.
There was a time that cochlear implants were extremely controversial. And at that point, people who had never heard were very afraid that cochlear implants were going to cause a tremendous revolution in which the deaf community would virtually be destroyed.
When I had the cochlear implant, I was afraid of losing respect. Over time, they start to accept me because they see the difference.
Is that big?
I felt like it's normal. So that's why I decided to have a cochlear implant. And now I am talking. And with the doctor called back, I have my cell phone with me. So life is a lot easier.
In the 4 years since her surgery, Diana's hearing has steadily improved. She now enjoys going to the movies and concerts and, most of all, hearing Bridget sing. For more information on the deaf community and the cochlear implants, go to www.nad.org. For Carpe Diem, I'm Taylor Ortega. Thanks for watching.